Welcome everyone. How's it going, Juju Gang? How is it going? Hopefully I'm coming in clear. I'm just gonna make sure I do. I got my chat pulled up here. Welcome Chadwick. Hey Marco, how's it going? KM Blue says 680 close. I don't know about 680, but it's maybe 780. It's a good day today. Let me just pull up my Weeble a little bit smaller, I think. Okay, there we go. 765 on Tesla. You gotta pardon me a little bit. Sounds good. Says Raptor, thank you. Paul, how's it going? Joshua, how's it going? You guys are gonna have to forgive me a little bit. I got my wisdom tooth out a couple of days ago and kind of been in the dumps since then, just like physically speaking. So I'm not gonna have the same amount of optimism in my voice, but trust me, I have it in my gut. The Juju Gang always stays clear. Jamin, how's it going? We broke through 750s. Yes, finally. Tyler, how's it going? Too many fills. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. In the chat, city, state, country, whatever you want to share. And if you're tuning in on the replay, throw in a hashtag replay so I know. Chadwick says, suck it up. I am. That's why I'm here, man. It's not been a fun week for sure. I'm doing a little bit better now, but to be honest, it's not fun, as you guys probably are fully aware. So 765 on Tesla, and really 765 was the resistance point. This morning I tweeted out saying 765 and 780 are our top two resistance points. Past that, we can talk about really 800 plus again. But 765 looks like it's becoming a magnet. Our high of Davis is 767. And now my gut here is the volume kind of stopped. And volume is pretty decent on the day. I think we're at 14 million shares traded already, and we have another 2 hours left to go in the day. So, happy with that. Let's see here. Empathy. Thank you, Rolling. Boston. Welcome, Srinivas. Adam says button tonight. Yes, that's true. Joining in from Croatia. Real. Awesome. Frank, how's it going? Cam says Orange County, California. My butterfly's maxed out. Looking for a 250 pin close today. 250. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe you mean 750. Great American. How's it going? From Orlando. As Gally would say, let's go. Orlando is one of my top cities in Florida. But that being said, I haven't visited that many cities in Florida, but I do like Orlando more than the average person. Tyler says can't wait to push the button. Yeah, so if you don't know and you're listening to this and you're like, what's the button? What's everyone talking about? That full self-driving beta button should be out today, or the beta request button. So if you're an average Joe and you have your Model 3 and you're not part of the early access program or don't have FSD beta already, and you're seeing all these cool videos coming out as of tonight midnight, cross my fingers hoping that it doesn't get delayed, you will see a button in your settings page on your Model 3 or Model Y, Model X, Model S, and it'll say request beta. As soon as you press that, Tesla insurance will run in the background as you drive, and it'll basically score your driving. And if you're a decent enough driver, which I don't know what that means, it'll give you a continuous score as to tell you, okay, you're right now you're not qualifying, right now you are. And for 7 days, at the end of the 7 days, you'll either get passed or failed into the beta. If you get passed into the beta, then obviously you get access to beta. I'm not sure if they revoke your beta on what circumstances, but there's that. Jeremy says from Belgium, welcome. SGG says welcome from Denmark. How's it going, SGG? Let me just pull this up here. Let's see. Awesome. So I've got to pull up my stuff. Oh, there we go. Tesla, and sort of the viewer count in there as well. Alrighty. Welcome. Okay. So again, bear with me. Good day today, though. So 765. Okay, let's talk about the weekly for a hot second. Guys, this is the weekly Tesla graph. Tell me that doesn't, that's beautiful, right? Our next stop really looks like it's probably 780 at this point. Remember, there are a couple of good catalysts coming up, although they're a little bit more low key. I mean, in other quarters, we haven't seen the production and delivery numbers that come out in the first couple of days after the quarter end really wow anything or make a special move. But remember, we have window dressing for essentially the entire week next week. And window dressing should be decent, in my opinion. In fact, I'm gonna come out with a video. I haven't recorded it, but I'm gonna schedule it out for tomorrow morning. So keep your eyes and ears peeled on that. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell if you want. about window dressing and my thesis as to why I think this will really be a big boon to Tesla stock in the coming weeks. Again, not financial advice. We'll see. Just my thesis, right? Remember, if you don't know what window dressing is, go on my channel, just search up window dressing, hit that bid, and you'll find a couple of videos on window dressing, and I go through it. But essentially, funds that have yet to buy Tesla or sold Tesla during the quarter can now buy Tesla in the last couple of days of the quarter, and still in the first couple of days when they release their reports to their clients and they show them what stocks they're holding, they can say that they own Tesla, not telling their clients that they didn't own Tesla throughout the quarter. They just window dress them at the end just so their performance looks a little bit better, right? Let's see here. Hi from Sweden. Welcome, Jesper. Gio says I'm in the building. Dan says nice surprise. How you feeling? Says Tyler. Tyler, I'm feeling better. But I've popped like countless Advils and Tylenols in the last 4 days. But better. Thanks for asking. FJ, hey, long time. Have you noticed that Tesla symbol just looks like the missing piece from the Infinity car symbol? Nice. Boyle says, I wonder if Hit That Bid's going live today. YouTube. Hit That Bid went live 2 minutes ago. Nice. So you got your subscriptions on. I like it. Gonzalez just tweets, says, can't wait. I'll be a little bit late, but I'll bring some juju. Sounds good, folks. Okay, so 765 really looks like the magnet for the day. I was watching Premium this morning on Tesla, and I was specifically watching the 800 strike Premium for next week. Let's see where it's at now. I was watching the 800 strike, and now it's at 260, right? And I find that kind of interesting because this morning, I believe, it was at $2 when Tesla was sitting at pretty much where we are right now, maybe a couple of bucks cheaper. But the 800 strike right here was sitting essentially at a little bit cheaper than it is now. So it looks like Premium is rising for next week. If that's a tell, maybe that is, but that's something to watch for, I think. Sanju, how's it going? FSD revenue, Adam says, will be realized finally after button. Are you going to talk about share shortage? I will talk about share shortage in a bit, but the FSD revenue, so just to clear up something here, and let's talk through this. So there is a lot of murmurs around Tesla Twitter about, okay, if Tesla releases the beta button, does that allow them to unlock a new percentage of revenue that they have sitting as deferred revenue on their liabilities, right? And I don't know. I think that comes with additional feature release, and I'm not sure if beta request button qualifies that. Yes, if Tesla were to release city street driving to the general public, for sure, no question in my mind, they'd be able to unlock revenue. And maybe an accountant would know this question, or someone that does gap accounting or deferred revenue or accounts receivable and stuff like that. But as a layman, I don't know the answer to this. But I'm not 100% sold on the idea that releasing the button actually allows them to unlock additional deferred revenue this quarter. But I'd be happy to be proved wrong. Do we see 770? Well, Sanjay, 765, this point is really, it has been our magnet. It will be our resistance. We're retesting 765 on the downside. If 765 can hold here, and it looks like it's doing a pretty decent job of holding, I wouldn't be surprised for us to bounce right back. Remember, macro is weak today. Well, I mean, not weak. It's just not strong, right? S&P 500 is down about 4 basis points. Really nothing. It's flat for the day. NASDAQ is down 22 basis points. Remember, that's because if we look at the bond yields, which I swear I was like never going to look at ever again, half jokingly, bond yields are up a little bit on the day. Not a lot. 1.45% now for the day. So bond yields were... they were rallying this morning, essentially. That's why we were seeing weakness in high growth. Tesla, again, bucking the trend, up 1.5%. Phil says, Yash, would you be tempted to pay $300 for a month of FSD if that meant the beta version were available to you? I think that fact that Tesla is offering beta for full self-driving monthly subs could be big for Q4. Yes, indeed. If I didn't live in Canada, I would have more confidence that I'd be able to drive for a week and get this button. But living in Canada, we don't have FSD subscription, so I'd have to buy the $10,000 package. Or what is it? It's like 12 grand here, Canadian, whatever it is, right? I'd have to buy that. Exchange rate sucks. And then I'd have to request a button if we had it which we don't. I don't think we'll have it, but we'll find out tonight for sure. So no, but yes, you're totally right. Users in the States, like, let me know in the comments if you own a Tesla car, if you own a Tesla vehicle. Will you be subscribing to FSD for a week to try or for a month to try out full self-driving beta? Let me know. Welcome, King. Happy Life Simple says, I have 750 covered calls today that I am for today. Am I screwed or should I roll 765 and hope to break even? Happy Life, never financial advice on this channel. I can just tell you what I'm thinking about it. 750 calls are, I mean, barring a big move down, and this is, Captain Obvious speaking here, barring a big move down, you're going to finish in the money on those, probably, most likely. I mean, to be determined, we have 2 hours, anything freaking happen, right? Who knows? It's a Friday. Depends. I mean, if you're happy with giving up your shares at 750 and you've collected that premium, then I guess let them go. If you're not happy with your shares being collected at that price, then you'd have to buy them back if you didn't want your shares to be recalled. So the problem is, right, like, you're just gonna have to figure out what your risk reward profile for your own portfolio is. But James says beta gets released 7 days after good driving, so that means October 1st is the earliest for someone to get beta. That sounds right. So I'm expecting deferred revenue to be recognized in Q4. Yeah, but I don't think the 7 days has a reflection. I think this is what I'm saying. I don't even think the beta button allows them to unlock more deferred revenue. Even 7 days after, because to me that's still a limited group of people that you're allowing, and you're putting like a gated fence. You're putting a gated fence around people to say, okay, well, you're allowed in, you're not. I think the moment Tesla can say anyone that owns a Tesla and has full self-driving package can get beta, I think at that point they can recognize that deferred revenue. Again, I'm just a layman speaking through my idiotic thoughts, right? Don't listen to me, but if someone's an accountant here or someone knows, let me know. Michael Kelsey, how's it going? Matt says 127 exchange rate. So 10,000 US is 12,700 Canadian. Yes, indeed. You had to put the dagger in my heart and give me the exchange rate. It's been worse, right? It's been worse. It's been up to 135, 140 last summer. It actually was awesome for us because we ran our business entirely in US dollars. So we were making like 35% premium on every dollar that we collected here in Canada, living in Canada, but collecting US dollars. So, Raptor says, I don't think they can do deferred revenue unless it's super wide release. That's where my head's at with this. Or was Boyle's question I saw here. Boyle says, do we know for sure that the beta button is today, not a week from today? We don't know for sure, but from everything I've read into and the fact that Elon hasn't come out and corrected people on, like, Whole Mars has tweeted at Elon multiple times saying, hey, if it's not tomorrow, please let me know. If it's not next week, please let us know. And he's generally pretty receptive to replying to Whole Mars catalog on Twitter, and he hasn't. So my bet's on it's tonight, but I would say I'm probably 90% sure of it. Actually, in fact, did someone tweet this morning? Was it Whole Mars or was it Sawyer saying that they've confirmed that the beta is out tonight? Someone did tweet that, and we can check after. Homer says, have already subscribed. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your Chatland continued support. Thank you, Homer, for subscribing. Yeah, hit like and subscribe if you want, folks. No pressure. It doesn't cost anything. We're at 59 likes. Let's see if we can get this over to 100. I think that'll be quite easy. 59 likes. And we're at 63 now. It's growing. Yeah, I see it live growing, which is awesome now. I figured that out. I'm like a boomer when it comes to studio YouTube. Let's get this over to 150. How about that? 77. There we go. It's growing. Okay, so let's pull up Chrome. I want to pull up Chrome for a hot second here. I've got my black box stocks. If you don't know, this is essentially the options flow service that I'm trying out. If you're watching the channel, 96 likes. And let's look at sweeps. So we just got a couple of sweeps here a second or two ago. $16,000 premium, 5.9 thousand. Let me just make sure everything can. Yeah, okay, you guys can see everything clear. 5,000, not massive, but we did get some massive in the money sweeps for puts, right? Because here's the thing. Here's what I'm looking at really when I'm looking at flows. And this is just me. You guys might have different criteria. First, I like to look for big premium. I only look for sweeps, which essentially applies that people are coming in at the ask or above the ask when they're coming in with their orders. And then I look for out of the money and weekly. If someone's coming in and options are expiring today, so the 24th, if someone came in right now and they started sweeping $500,000, $1 million worth of calls that are 780 calls for today, that is expiring today, that's big money coming in for out of the money today, that'd be ultra bullish, right? 770 puts are again in the money, and they're not until the 15th of October. So the way to look at this, although there's sweeps and although it's fat amount of money, it's in the money, so it could be a hedge theoretically. But we have to look at everything in kind of the grand scheme of things. So today's been what I've noticed with black box stocks is they have a lot more data than I was getting with Flow Algo. Now I'm not sure if some of this is erroneous or Flow Algo was just doing a better job filtering. That's to be determined. But it's almost too much data. It's a lot of data is what I'll say. But I guess we'd rather have more data than not. We have a lot of bullish flow on Tesla today, though. Check this out. On the bottom left, I have Tesla pulled up for bullish flow. It's trumping any other stock with 1,090 bullish flows and about $18 million worth of call flows through Tesla today. The second closest it says is Facebook, and it's at 9 million. So, yeah, a lot of good there. I'm going to pull up my chat too. One sec. I knew I shouldn't have gotten a smaller monitor. I got a smaller monitor recently, and I'm just regretting it. Okay, let me come back to the chat. Let's just see here. Salah, how's it going? What's up, Yashu? 96 was mine. And he says, who put the thumb down? Who hurt you? Yes. Okay. So, by the way, Elon is officially, I think, the #1 richest man in the world again. If you don't know, Grimes and Elon broke up. Thanks for reminding me, Terrence. Grimes and Elon broke up, and sad. I think the priority there should be the kids as usual, but they'll be fine. They have enough resources. Let's see here. Do you know any market makers personally? No, I don't. I do not. Watch a lot of YouTube on it though. Yeah, Boyle, I don't know. I should figure that out. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a hard time with my mic, so you're gonna have to pardon me with that as well. Couple that with just the lack of the voice I have from with my surgery, but yeah, sorry, my mic I'm gonna have to fix. Randy Savage, how's it going? Bailey says, what's your skincare routine? Man, Bailey, giving me the hard questions. I got none. I don't know, just shower. Let's see here. Trev says, what's your day job? I'm a licensed realtor here in Vancouver. I guess you could say that's my day job, but online business is kind of my background. Marketing, running Google ads. I'm more of a marketing person at heart. So, we had a program, long story about that, for helping realtors run advertising on Google. Had a really good time with that. Since then, kind of retired that program. And this YouTube channel has grown actually quite well. So, I've always said this YouTube channel, I've had no expectations for it from day one. It's been something, Club Holmars's Twitter. I've had no expectations from this YouTube channel really, other than just coming out, having a good time, sharing the passion that we have with Tesla stock and what's happening with Tesla investing. And essentially this channel has just, it's just blown me out in terms of my wildest dreams of what could have happened. Okay, I think Holmars tweeted at Elon. I probably won't even find it. Let me see if any more news has come out. Yeah, it's, by the way, Elon did do an interview with some Italian Tech Week person. So, you know, you can check this out as well if you want. He talks about production being really smooth here. And yes, if you want to follow me, go for it. My Twitter should be in the description. It's at HeyItsYashu. So really nothing to pull out here. Let me just take this out. 1 sec. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up Weeble again. Okay, folks, we're climbing. The Juju gang is strong. We're climbing. 767. It looks like we're about 40. What is it? We're about 45, 50 cents away here from high of day. Hit the like for the high of day, folks. Let's see if we can reach it with the Juju gang. I swear, whenever we go live, magic happens. We'll see though. I don't want to jinx it. Don't have any citrus with me today. I don't think citrus would be a good thing. Wouldn't be a good thing for me to eat with my wisdom tooth. Paco says, my favorite channel. I appreciate that, Paco. Thanks for your support. Let's see how many likes we're at. 126, not bad. Okay. We have 300 viewers. If we can get to, what, 200? You know what's crazy? Okay, last Friday, I'm not even lying, I think we almost hit 1,000 likes on our live stream last week, Friday. It was nuts. We didn't hit it live. I think we hit about 800 live or something like that. It was something crazy. But by the time I aired, replayed, it was recorded, you guys just killed the like button on that video. And you know what? It helps the channel too, so I appreciate that. Yeah. For me, I don't really press likes too often on videos on YouTube, just being quite honest there. But ever since I learned that, you know, what the like button can do to a channel and helps it in the algorithm and all that stuff, I've been more generous with it. But that's just me. Something's moving the stock. Yes, I mean, okay, remember, it's Friday. There's window dressing happening. Probably more next week. I'll have a video on, again, like I said, out that on tomorrow. But it's Friday. Someone mentioned in our Discord, I forget who it was, saying, you know, they think benchmark funds are also buying today. Raptor, that might have been you. So, you know, there's a lot kind of going on, but it's a good time to be, it's a good time to be alive and bullish. I think production and delivery numbers are going to be strong for September. The word on the street is Tesla is killing September. Earnings call will be out third week October, and guess what? Elon probably won't be on the earnings call. We'll probably have Zachary Kirkhorn and we'll have Drew Baglino. It's you know, and which is kind of a welcome change. Like hearing you know, like hearing from more of an investor's point of view, hearing what Wall Street wants to hear from the earnings call. All due respect to Elon. Like Elon, when Elon talks, we get a lot of insight about engineering. But when Zach talks and Zach kind of takes the lead, we hear more about what Wall Street wants to hear about. So that's going to be an interesting change at the very least, right? So let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Raptor says, thoughts on that billionaire buying up 6.5 million shares. Wonder how many others are holding. Okay, so yes, if you don't know, and let's go through that here for a hot second as Tesla consolidates back at 766. Let me know, guys, if Tesla hits high a day here as I pull up my Chrome. I'll keep an eye on it if I can here. Okay, so yesterday I tweeted this. I retweeted this. So if you guys don't know, I'll fill you in. Mr. Kogwan Leo, who is, and I'll read his bio, Kogwan Law School, the only living Chinese that has a school named after him in China. Zuzwan 2.0, powered by KQID, the third largest Tesla shareholder, individual shareholder of Tesla. Now, he's a certified billionaire. We talked about him last week. It's confirmed by none other than Martin himself, who's head of IR at Tesla, saying that he's confirmed that Tesla, he is now the third largest shareholder of Tesla, who owns more shares than that of ARK Invest and Baron Capital. Moreover, I challenge you to falsify whatever his time engine invention, which, you know, admittedly I'm going to need to read up on, or, you know, I have no knowledge about in terms of the scientific background about. Putting that aside, he's bought 6.2 million shares. 6.2 million shares. And I tweeted this yesterday. I retweeted that confirmation saying, between the index and the tracking funds in January 2021, remember how S&P inclusion happened and then all these funds had to buy, long-term institutional investors, you know, I'm thinking Kathy, Baron Capital, and now Kogwan. Elon, Larry Ellison, and Kogwan with 6.2 million shares now. The effective float of Tesla shares continues to shrink substantially, and the scarcity grows. To note, lower float stocks generally have higher volatility. Now, where am I going with this? I'll pull up Tesla Yahoo for a hot second, and I'll talk about outstanding shares. For outstanding shares, let me just, where is it? There it is. Shares outstanding. There's about 1 billion shares outstanding for Tesla. Now, I'll pull up my Interactive Brokers because I have it all kind of pulled up here. The lower the effective float gets, because remember, there's not 1 billion shares in the open market when it comes to Tesla trading. There's 1 billion shares that Tesla has issued to date that are outstanding. Between that, Elon owns a large percentage of it, of course. I'll pull up the ownership here. Elon owns 17% of those. Vanguard owns 6% of those. Capital World Investors owns 3.7% of those. Go on and on and on. A lot of these people that are holding these shares are diamond hands. They're not really gonna be scaling it bigly out of their position, or in their position maybe even, but out of their position more importantly, which means essentially the float is just outstandingly low for Tesla shares. Couple that in with another 6.2 million shares bought by Kogwan. Just for context, does anyone know? Let me know in the comments how many shares Elon owns. Just don't look it up. Just tell me. Just tell me your guess as to how many millions of shares Elon owns. And Larry Ellison, if you want to guess. I did not just say bigly. I just said bigly. Bigly. Okay, let me know. I'll wait for the... Joshua says probably 150 million shares. Close, Joshua. Close. 69 million, 170 million. Folks, the garbage truck is back. 170 million. Okay, you guys looked it up. But even if you didn't, you guys hit the nail on the head. 170 million. Paco got it right. Martin, Hustle. There we go. Yeah, oh, you guys just did the math. Damn, I gave you all the variables. Okay, good. You guys can do math. Okay. Elon owns 170 million shares. I have it pulled up on my phone here. Larry Ellison owns 15 million shares. Kimball Musk owns 600,000 shares, right? So Kogwan coming in, and to my knowledge, he essentially bought 6.2 million shares within a span of, what, not even a month? I mean, I could be wrong. He could have been buying for months and months and months and been averaging in and never told anyone. Very, 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 very possible. But this is massive. This is massive. 6.2 million shares added to the float. And he has said, more importantly, he's only going to be adding, and he's not selling till 2030, I believe. Let's see here. Let me just pull this up. I think he said... I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to find the tweet right now because it looks like, by the way, it looks like he's raising his own money 100%. I'm not sure what that means. But he's buying, and he is not going to be selling these shares until 2030, I think. And he says, if anything, he's going to be buying more shares. Trying to get him on the channel, by the way. He says he watches Hit That Bid. Maybe he's on this live stream for all we know. So say hi to Mr. Leo. But like I said, it's... math is life. But like I said, this is big because essentially, and if you do a quick lower float, if you just, I can't type, lower float volatility, I can't spell anyways. Lower float volatility stocks. Let me just see here. Low float stocks often, oh, sorry, it's in the way. Low float stocks often provide that. Stocks prices vary accordingly to supply and demand. When good news or bad news hits stock that has limited supply, it doesn't take too much for it to leave an impression on the market. A low float stock can make huge gains when demand skyrockets. Vice versa, I guess, as well. You guys know this. If you guys are traders, if you guys trade like, and I don't trade at all, but like, you know, or I don't trade penny stocks at all or stuff or micro caps, but you guys know if a large amount of demand kicks in, like these things can skyrocket. And the more float that just gets chiseled away and put away and diamond hands, the lower and lower the effective float I'm calling is getting. And the lower the effective float gets, the more susceptible we will be in the future to demand shocks and supply shocks. Will Elon and Tesla raise capital again? Who knows? We'll see. But again, I don't think they're going to be issuing more shares until at least we hit $1,000 plus. New highs, folks. New highs attempting here. 767.70 for all the audio listeners here. The whale pattern. The main thing is Larry and Kogon should vote the way Elon wants. That's an interesting point, Matt. I mean, here's the thing, though. He doesn't have a board seat. So, there's that. But yeah, you're right. As a shareholder, he does get votes. And yeah, that's a good point. Wouldn't that make him a trillionaire with that many shares? Or does my math suck? Says Crosby. I don't want to say your math sucks because I don't know your math skills, but no, that doesn't make him a trillionaire. Yeah, it'll be about what it depends on his average cost. Here's the problem. I don't know what his average cost is, right? But at market value at 766, 6.2 million shares is essentially $4.8 billion, right? So yeah, still massive amount of money. Essentially a trillionaire for all effective purposes for the average person like us. Sean says it increases the chance of a stock split. Yeah, perhaps. That's very true. DJ says, how much did the price pop when Shanghai opened? Okay, guys, it looks like we're about to hit high day here. Shanghai really popped the stock. End of 2019, I want to say Tesla pre-split was at like 300 or 200. And then when Shanghai came up, and January of 2020, we went up to about $1,000 a share. All right, new high day made here, 767.59. New high day made by 10 cents. And it looks like we're continuing to climb. Looks like 780 is on deck here. It really feels like 780 is on deck. Hit the like if you're enjoying the content. How many likes are we at? 172 likes, 30 away here from 200. Not bad. I'll take it. Alrighty. Michael says, I think once S&P inclusion happened, the bulls took control. These are people with high conviction in buying the dips. I think what S&P inclusion did that isn't talked about a lot, and 768 folks on Tesla, looks like 770 is coming up here faster than we expect. What I think S&P inclusion did is essentially lock in prices for Tesla shares. It took the skyrocketed price of Tesla from $300 a share pre-split to $2,000 or whatever it was when it got included. Actually higher than that, I think. And essentially forced inclusion makers or these funds to buy at those prices, hold them, and they never can liquidate out really of them, essentially, unless as long as Tesla's in the S&P 500 and there's tracking funds on it, right? So it essentially locked it in for all intensive purposes. All right, some Tesla flows coming in here that I want to talk about real quick. At 11:18, so a minute ago, right now, wow, there's some repeat 770 call buyers coming in, sweeping. This one is set 362,000. Let me pull this up here. 760 sweeper, 770 sweeper. So massive sweepers coming in for Tesla, all above the ask essentially. So it looks like we got some bullish flow happening in here. 768.50 on Tesla, new high a day made here. 695 S&P. Thank you. Yes, that's right. How can we forget? So $3,500 a share essentially. Good amount of bullish sweeping happening right now in Tesla. Let's see here. I'm just checking Discord for any news. 768 is kind of where we're sitting at for now. Let's see if 770 can get broken, but 780 is really the next resistance point. If I pull up the daily for a hot second, you'll see why 780 is the next resistance point. It's the high from middle of April. If we close here, by the way, if we close, above 765, that's the highest close Tesla will have since, let me see here, since middle of April. So we're really in, it's territory we haven't crossed in months and months and months. Do you mind explaining what a sweep means? Yeah, I have a video out on this as well. It's actually should be in the description of any of my videos if you want to check it out later. But essentially, call sweeps or put sweeps means someone's coming in, they're trying to disguise their orders to buy these calls at 770 or 780 or 790, but they're coming in pretty essentially market orders to buy at the ask or even above the ask to just say, fill me in, fill me in, fill me in. And what's unique really with sweeps is that sometimes they're arranged in ways that are used to disguise themselves out of being pulled up on scanners. And sometimes those will come up as well. And you got to ask yourself, if someone's coming in, they're coming in above the ask on stuff, they're not hitting the bid, no pun intended, and they're coming above the ask, they're willing to overpay, and they're just saying, get me in, get me in, get me in. And on top of that, they're trying to disguise their orders. What do they know that we don't know? And sometimes, essentially, the going theory here is that if you're a big money manager or big money portfolio manager that's essentially has on their plate, I need to buy 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 shares of Tesla today. You're going to have a positive effect on the stock price. Why not front run that by sweeping calls and getting into a large position of calls that when you go to buy Tesla shares, it's going to run the price up and you can make money on the calls as well, right? IB Dareem says, as a Euro, I love these rallying Friday streams. When the bell rings at 1 p.m. local time, I've had plenty of time to get my beer, whiskey, and hype game on. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Guys are thinking stock splits are coming. You know what? I'm gonna run a poll. Okay, I'm gonna run a poll. We ran one yesterday. We ran one last time. It did quite well. I'm just gonna run another one. Do you guys think a stock split is coming? And wait for me to put this up. All right. Ask your community. Okay, pulled up the poll. Check it out. Let me see here. Okay, I think you guys see the poll, right? Okay, yeah, there we go. Do you guys think a stock split is coming? You guys can vote now on the comments. Hit yes or hit no. No is winning right now at 57%. 75 people have voted. Let's get a lot of people voting on this. Let's see. End of year. Sorry, bad question. End of year. By end of the year. End of the year. Yeah, I should have rephrased that. 2021. Let's put it that way. You guys are saying 2022. If it hits 1K this year, DJ says then yes. I think for me it was always 11 or 1200. I think I said. Let's see here. Oh, I don't have my alerts up. Hold on one sec, folks. Where's my alerts? Okay. Should have my alerts on now. There we go. All right. It looks like... No. Whoops. Looks like no wins at 58%. Interesting. You guys are saying after 1,000 is better, after 1,000 better. I mean, we want 4 factories ramped up before a split. Oh, then no. 1499. Sean says split at 1,200. Great. You guys are saying 1,000. Yeah, I don't really see a lot of people coming in and saying split it right now. Although there are people that I think are team split right now. And folks, it looks like we're rallying again here. 769 on deck. Remember, Hive Day is 750, 68.59. So looks like 770. We're about to hit 770 here. Nicely done. Thanks for voting. So the consensus is no. The stock split is not coming sometime this year. And you know what? I'm okay with that. It's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you split the stock now, it's kind of like, why are you splitting it? Essentially, is the question. You just did one last year. At the same time, if it happened, I'll tell you, as a bull, I'll be happy. A stock split usually means a bullish trajectory from the board. And essentially it allow for people to do covered calls and selling puts and selling premium a lot easier with less capital, a lot more quantity of contracts that you can do, essentially depending on the split. So Oliver says, what's your logic between the 1100 1200 stock split? I think my logic there is, when the stock split was announced originally, I'm gonna have to go back and check, but when the stock split was announced originally, I think end of August last year, and I can check right now on the daily, end of August last year, Tesla stock was sitting at $300-ish times 5, so $1,500. So my kind of going thesis is that, you know, if we get to 1100 1200, you know, it's not really easy moving you know, a $700 billion company as it was last year August, when it was you know, a fraction of the size of the company it is now. So I think 11 or 1200, again, it's approaching that point where it's over $1 trillion market cap company, a lot of employees potentially. I think the biggest thing with the stock split that Tesla is probably taking into consideration is that, are employees able to buy their shares from their comp? If it's too expensive for employees, and I'm not sure how Amazon does this, maybe they don't even give stock comp, they just give option comp. But you know, if they're giving stock comp out, and the average employee on the factory line can't afford more than, you know, a couple of shares, or even if that, out of their paycheck, it's a problem. Whereas if you look at companies like Ford, right now, I'll pull and not to compare us to Ford or anything like that, Ford's listed at $13, GM's listed at $52, Lucid's listed at $25, NIO's at $35. And again, these are all, you know, you can talk about whatever, they're not even in the same league. Nikola's at $11, XPEV's at $35. There's something to be said, BYD's at $30. There's something to be said about the effective price of a stock to the average layman. On CNBC, when they pull up all EVs on a watch list, and they put up Ford, GM, Lucid, and whatever else they're putting on, they put Tesla there. The average grandma, and I'm going to judge grandmas for a hot second, so if you're a grandma and you know the difference, don't hate me. The average grandma looks at that, and she doesn't know what market cap is. She goes, Tesla's at $800 a share. I can buy, you know, 10 GMs or 20 GMs or 200 GMs, pardon me, for that, right? Or whatever it is. Like, why would I buy Tesla? Tesla's so overpriced. Like, that's what the average person looks at. So when you're in the autos, other people compare you to the auto price tickers. In fact, I had a friend like that, very stupidly said to me, why would I buy Tesla when I can buy Toyota and it's a fraction of the price? It's like, what? Do you know what market cap is? And I get it. We are watching a stream on YouTube at, you know, middle of the day, wherever you are, talking about shares. So obviously we know what market cap is more than the average person. Looks like 769 just hit on Tesla, by the way. It's you know, at the average, and here's the argument against it. So Elon would say Tesla is not an auto company. Tesla's a conglomeration of a multitude of tech companies and AI companies. So there's that counter argument there as well. So yeah, I'm not talking for myself. I'm trying to see the other perspective here. Jen, feel free to rewind back if you want. Sebastian says, what site do you use to watch stocks? This is Webull, their software. If you want to support the channel, get your 2 free stocks with Webull. Link is in the description, and I think link is also in the comments here, going through it. Yeah, Matt says people like Ford because it's $15. They think it's cheap. Bailey says I'm a grandmother and I'm offended. Sorry, Bailey. At least you like my skin. Splitting a stock plays the mentality like a casino does. Absolutely, essentially. Next Big Future is correcting me. He's saying August 11th, 2020 was when when it was announced, about $300 after split, $1,500. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So it was about $200, $1,000 on June 26th. Yeah, we had a massive run up. Evan says he had a friend say those exact same words too. The average person doesn't move mega cap. Oh, for sure. For sure. I'm just saying at a perception level, if Tesla wants to play the perception that it's a good investment against all of this FUD that's happening, splitting the stock, and you know, here's something that I often live by as well, is like, you don't play to your competitors. You just outwork and you make your own league, right? Essentially. And I guess that's an argument against trying to play the game of auto stocks. Like it's like, Tesla's in its own league. Guys, it looks like we came 5 cents short of 769 here, but let's see. Charles says, is Webull available in Canada, or are you using it for the platform for the View? The latter. Webull, to my knowledge, is not available in Canada yet. So if you're American or any other country, you can try. But as a Canadian, I tried signing up, didn't work. But I'm just, I have an affiliate link with them. I like their charting platform at the very minimum. And a lot of you guys liked it a lot more than Thinkorswim. So that's what I use. Let's see here. My grandma has a Tesla Bull. That's awesome, Amy. But then you look at a company like Amazon, says DJ, and they flexed their stock price. Yes, I'm not convinced, or I'm not fully convinced that Amazon is not going to split now with the new CEO. I think it's more likely than not. Are you concerned about the stock price if debt ceiling doesn't get past Monday or next week? I said something on Discord to this effect, but the government's never really cared about fiscal responsibility. Like, why start now carrying? Like, this happens all the time. Like, this headline, new debt ceiling, like, this happens all the time. The amount of money that's being printed, debt's just being devalued massively. So, am I worried about the macro? I think we always have to be worried about macro power, but you know what to look at? Tesla's up 2% today. SPY's flat. NASDAQ is... NASDAQ's down 17 basis points. So, there is outstanding buying happening right now in Tesla despite that. So, we'll see. Jen. DJ says, also, having a higher share price makes it scary for people to short the stock. Yeah, perhaps. But I think the way shorts look at Tesla is the higher it is, the more juicier they think it is. We'll see. What did Marco say? I missed Marco's comment. Andy, it'll become cheaper in the future. What will? Oh, Nikola is better because it's cheaper. Yeah, what's so funny? My dad, I'll tell you the story. My dad, when Nikola came out through a SPAC or whatever happened last year, he's like, yeah, you got to get on Nikola. You got to get on Nikola. I was like, really? Like, do you not see past this? Like, everything smelt bad with Nikola to begin with. And I was like, I don't know, Dad. I don't like it. He's like, but all these like high executives are with Nikola. And I'm like trying to go through the process with him. He didn't care, right? So he went long, heavy at, I want to say like $20 a share. And he rode that thing from essentially May of last year. And he sold at, close to 70 or $80 a share. And he was out. He played it quite well, and it continued to dump right after. He wanted at a certain point, he wanted to come back into Nikola, and I just had to force his way out. I was like, no, there's no way you're buying more of this thing. It's just like I was seeing right through it. I was watching a lot of Stephen Mark Ryan videos back then, and a lot of DD videos on Nikola, and then Hindenburg came out, and I was like, no, you got to do it. But he came in, he made out like a bandit, which is good, but I was like, Dad, you got to stop playing that game. Because for him, he actually looked at it like a long-term investment, but when something like quadruples or triples within like a month or two, like you got to take some profits. Thank God he did, but new high 769.20 on Tesla. Okay, I'm gonna make candles a little bit bigger here. 780 is 780 is on deck here, and I'm just gonna pull up my. I did buy a weekly this morning. Nothing too crazy, to be honest. Let's look at that premium again on the 800 for next week. The 800 strike for next week is now sitting at, remember, it was at $2 and then it was at $2.60, and now that we're rallying, the 800 for next week is $2.90. Okay. So if the premium is not going up as much as I thought it would for the 800s, which, it's something to watch for. Like if all of a sudden I see premium on the 800 shoot up to $3 or $4 within a couple of dollar movement here on Tesla, then the move is more imminent to me. Someone said that there's more sweeps coming in. I'm gonna check that out. Okay, let me check this out. Let's see here. All right, Chrome, cool. So Black Box is telling me a minute ago there was a $16,000 call sweep. We don't really care about something that small unless it's a multitude of them. 720 puts were just bought for next week at the ask for $200,000 worth of premium. Okay. So, there's that heavy person coming in. It looks like that person's back in. We just got another put sweep. So it looks like we might have some resistance here if this person is planning on selling a lot of shares right now. Another 68,000, 69,000 put sweep on 715 puts now. So it looks like some put sweeps are coming in here mixed in with some calls, but some put action here. So some resistance to be had potentially here. Let's keep an eye on it. Remember, these are signals. These aren't 100% black or white. It's not for a fact. It's just an insight that we get. Insight that I guess I pay for to get a look into what big money is doing, essentially. I'm just really excited, guys, about September. I think September it's just going to be one of the best months outside of quarter 4 months. There it is. All right, we're retesting, get back down to probably 766 here, which is our 50 moving average on the 1 minute. 768 right now on Tesla. So it looks like the flow was right. The put sweeps came in, and now we're continuing to sell off a little bit. But again, consolidation is decent. Consolidation is good. We're still in that range. Again, I'll take a close over 765. I'll take a close over 765. In the grand scheme of things on the hourly, let me just pull this up. A close above the resistance level from September the 7th of whatever this was. Let's see the high here. September the 8th, pardon me. I'll take a close over 765 today. I'm happy with that. We are a little bit extended here on the 1 minute, so to be determined. Giga Texas is 81% complete, says Evan. Yes, I'm just so excited for Berlin and Austin to come online. It's just going to be massive. That's Black Box Stocks Money Works. RSI is sitting at right around the middle, 50 right now. So MACD's gone negative, and the Bollinger Bands were on the lower end of the Bollinger Band, but I wouldn't be surprised if we ride this Bollinger Band back down to 766 or ish, depending on the flows. We'll see. But it is Friday, so anything can happen. Anything can happen. Yes, Michael says it will be interesting to see if Elon gives any news at the October Berlin Festival. I think it is in the first week of October as well. Someone can confirm the date. I do want to pull up something here on Twitter that I saw. Let me just see here. On Berlin news. Let me just pull this up here 1 second. Let's see here. It's always hard when people tweet a lot and I find a really nice tweet of theirs. I have to go back and go through like a million different tweets to find it. But let me just see here. This is about Berlin opening up, and we had a date actually on it as well. Let me just see. By the way, did you guys see that FUD yesterday that came out with like Cathie Wood is ready to sell Tesla at 3,000? Like, she wouldn't be honest if she said that she wouldn't sell Tesla at 3,000. Like, and again, like Rob Mara said on his Tesla Daily video yesterday, the whole point is do your assumptions change as well when Tesla hits 3,000. Let me just see here. Man, I can't find it. I was trying to find the date. Oh, here it is. Okay, check this out. Yeah, I have a million screenshots. Okay, so this tweet is from Alex _Aviot on Twitter. He's a good follow regarding a lot of Tesla stuff, especially Berlin stuff. He says, Giga Berlin, it is official that the public hearing to discuss all objections for Giga Berlin begin Friday, September 24th. That's today. There will be speculation of a 3-week period, which would mean a deadline of October 15th. After that, the official approval is due. All objections discussed can be viewed for 3 weeks on this link. So October 15th really seems like the date everyone should be gunning for. And let's see here if there's any objections that pop up on this site. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty here of this, but it looks like October 15th is the date investors need to look at on here. Let me just pull this up. Let's take this out. Okay, so 768, guys, we're holding up pretty well here on Tesla. like really well. 768. Let me just pull up. Man, a lot of put sweeps just came in. Let me just pull this up again. Someone is sweeping puts massive on Tesla, it looks like. A $61,000 715 put sweep for next week. A 76,000 715 put sweep for next week. A 234,000 705 put sweep for the middle of October. Again, that's out of the money. Out of the money puts and add in sweeps and big money. I consider that more credible. A $600 put sweep, but again, it's small. I don't care. It's kind of noise here. It's 15,000. A $62,000 put sweep for 715 puts next week. A 520 strike put sweep again for 15,000. I don't really care about those ones really. Wow, check this out. $581,000 put sweep at the ask for 725 puts for October 15th. So something to watch for there. It looks like to end the day, flows are turning a little bit negative. But again, this could be hedging, but I find a harder time to explain hedging with out of the money than I do within the money. And also, usually block trades are more likely to be hedges than sweeps, but we'll see. Brandon says, are put sweeps bullish? No. Buying put sweeps. So put sweeps implies that someone is buying puts at the ask. If someone's buying puts at the ask, that's bearish. Yeah. But if someone, for example, came in and sold a lot of puts at the bid, right? Then yes, that would be bullish because that'd be implying that they're selling puts, right? Still not in the final hour of the run yet. Yes, indeed. You must filter out by amount size. Yes, Paco, I usually do by 100,000. The problem I saw only with doing that was that sometimes like I would lose insight on like if 6 put sweeps came in or call sweeps came in all at 60,000 and they came in all together, all of those would be filtered, but in reality it's one person coming in and having that chunk. So it's a little bit, yeah, it's kind of hit or miss here. Let's see here. They will be promoting the Tesla crash over the weekend. Which crashes is that? Thanks for subscribing, y'all, by the way. Can't read all your names out, but thank you. 253 likes. Not bad. 50 away from 300. I'll take it. Probably get to 300 pretty easily here. Thanks for watching, all 500, 600 of you folk. On a lovely Friday. We usually do these streams, by the way, if you're watching for the first time and you like Tesla stock and you never watch this channel, we usually do a lot of these streams on the Friday, but it can be during, honestly, it can be during the day, any day of the week. Really, it just depends on how I'm feeling. But Friday Power Hour is kind of what this channel was born and bred on. I think the first live stream that we ever did was S&P inclusion date. So, which by the way, we're approaching in on almost a year in a couple months, which is nuts. It's nuts to me. Oh, the Miami crash. Yeah, volume's decent, right? Volume's pretty good. And again, it's a Friday, so it can be hit or miss. But volume's 16 million, not bad. You know, some Fridays are just a snooze fest. It's not one of those days today. I had a question come in that I want to address on Twitter about Juju hat bucket hats for the Juju gang. And I'm working on the Juju gang bucket hats. I don't have anything done yet. As you guys know, my design skills are horrendous. I came up with our logo, with the logo of our channel. It's horrendous. I'm going to have to outsource someone designing this bucket hat. You guys have said you guys want the orange, like just that Juju orange on the front cap. I'm going to have to design it because it looks horrendous when I was putting it through the mock editor. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But I do have updated merch as of last week that you guys should see underneath the subscribe button. If you guys want to cop anything. I have mine coming in. I just updated it last week. A Model 3 crashed into a police cruiser in Florida. Yeah, so there was an update a couple of days ago regarding autopilot updates, and I haven't gotten it on my car yet. It's probably coming. About how if there's sirens that go off, autopilot speed will be limited until the sirens go away. And I think that's a great update. Right over there. Bale says, when was the last time Tesla was at 768? Yeah, we just said that. I think it was middle of April is the last time it closed, at least closed at that price. 768, yeah, 14th of April, it looks like. It's just nuts. What application is this? This is Webull. Again, affiliated with Webull. Get your 2 free stocks if you want. Link is somewhere in the comments by Streamlab or in the description. Really good candle on the daily though. Hey, check out this candle on the daily. Yeah. Again, 765 and above, I'll take it. But this, if we can finish at high of day, ultra bullish moving into next week. 769.20 is our high day though today. Stitchy's asking about Shopify. There's a couple questions about Shopify. Or sorry, Boba's asking about Shopify. Generally speaking, I like Shopify. I use Shopify. But in terms of the stock, I think I have a lot of friends that are really ultra bullish on Shopify. What's their market cap right now? Let me just see. But I don't follow Shopify enough. Again, it's too illiquid for me. Really, it's just too illiquid for me. But it's really good just for trading. But you know, generally speaking, I like the company Shopify. I have a couple of friends that are convinced Shopify is the next $1 trillion company, or is gonna be one of the next $1 trillion companies out there. It's just hard, right? Like, in the money says Juju orange with vampire fangs dripping after biting the shorts behind it. It's just hard. Like, I've talked about this. I have a lot of requests coming in for different stocks to analyze and make videos about. The way I look at stock trading, and I've been in the markets for a long time, up and down since like pretty much high school, since I was a kid, but since high school, really, like since 2012, 2011, 2012. And here's what I've learned about the market is if you can narrow your focus to a select few amount of stocks and just know them in and out, everything about them fundamentally, to the level where the average person or the average investor has no chance to really know more about a stock than you. Thank you, Jan, for the super chat. 50 Swedish kron, Swedish, how do you say it? Krona. Thank you. Oh, yikes, hold on. I just moved all my stuff over. You stand a better chance in your investing than if you know a million different tickers and you know them, you know, not as good. The way I look at like Tesla stock investing is that, like, you know, if I were to follow and I were to make videos about a million different stocks, I almost feel like, oh, it's going to go through.
Just because.
Thanks again. Let me just see. Why isn't this pulled up here? Let's see here. Random. So, you know, that essentially, like, you guys get my point. It's just you have to know your stocks inside and out a lot more, or at least that's the way I look at it. Again, I'm ADD. I look at a million different stocks as well. I just feel like I have to know the stock if I'm doing myself justice on it, you know? And plus, at the end of the day, like Tesla really takes the cake in my heart for stocks. Just such a big future when it comes to Tesla. It's just, you know, it's a whole ecosystem. There's not very many stocks like that, mind you, that have an entire ecosystem, that there's bulls and bears, there's a big Twitter community, there's YouTubers on it, like there's investors dedicated to it. It's rare to find. And it really feels like investing in Apple in 2013, 2012, you know, when Apple would split all the freaking time and there was so much FUD about Apple and, you know, Google was going to kill it and all this sort of stuff. It really feels very similar to it. 768 for all the audio listeners. Maple says, yes, diversification is for people that don't know what they're doing. And you know what? Who am I to judge on what you guys do? Like, at the end of the day, that's your prerogative. You do you, and everyone has their own strategy of what works. But yeah, it saves me mental capital as well. Welcome, not financial advice, saying Tesla bot has entered the chat. Josh says, at what point do you sell a call that's bleeding? I bought back a $1,000 call for February back. Do I keep rolling? It all depends on your portfolio and your risk and reward, right? So you have to, so an easy calculation sometimes is, and this doesn't apply all the time for like leaps and stuff, but if you take the premium of what it's selling for right now, if I'm about to go in and buy something shorter term, there's like a quick hack that I do sometimes. I'll take the premium. So let's say I'll come to next week's 800. I'll take the premium that I'll pay for it, $3. I'll multiply it by 3, so that's $9, and I'll add it to the strike, so 809. And I'll think to myself, does Tesla stand a chance to hit 809 by expiration on this day? If my thesis is no, then that premium is too expensive for me. If my thesis is hell yeah, Tesla will definitely pass, you know, my going thesis is Tesla will definitely surpass that number, then I think it's a good buy premium wise. So that's like the quick hack that I do sometimes. And some people multiply by 4, some people can multiply by 2. It's really up to you. But that's just a way that you can look at premium and go, okay, is that premium cheap or expensive? And again, leaps would be a little bit different on that. It'd be too expensive. But let's say if you came to the middle of October, right? And you came into the at the monies, and the at the monies are going for $25, and you had multiplied 25 times 3, it's 75, and you added 770 plus 75, that brought you to 845. Do you think Tesla has a chance to hit 845 by middle of October? If the answer is yes, then that premium is decent for you at that 3 multiplying level, right? And you can adjust that however you need to, but that's just one way that I look at it. San says starts on ARK, has a lot of Tesla in it, but hasn't been doing well lately. What is ARK at? Well, I think something's been, ARK is down about 2% for the day. Tesla's a top holding in ARK, and then I think is it Teladoc? Roku's one. Roku is down as well. Roku's down 4% on the day today. Yeah, it's, I couldn't tell you, I'm not in ARK, but you're going to have to look at like which stocks are underperforming. In general, high growth, right, today was doing bad. I think we know that. High growth was doing bad because of the bond yields going up. So the real sniper says, how'd you learn about options trading? A lot of really good YouTube channels I've been watching since like 2012. Tasty Trades one, really good YouTube channel. Been reading a lot of chat rooms. My dad's admittedly, my dad has been gotten me into options trading since I was a kid. He's been options trading since I was like 3 or 4, since I remember. He'd whenever he'd make a trade, he'd bring me, show me what he's doing. I had no idea what calls or puts were. Again, I was in elementary school, but he tried to explain, and soon enough it got through to me. And then, just interest. I think the biggest thing is interest. If you don't have interest in something, you're not going to pursue it. I just had interest in it. That's all. Made a lot of mistakes. Make a lot of mistakes. DJ says, I've learned from some YouTube channels and now I'm making 5 to 50% a week. I've achieved adulthood. Congrats, DJ. That's awesome. Please check sweeps again. By the way, I am long on Palantir. I have common shares, nothing crazy on it. But Palantir is a company I'm long on, and I generally like Palantir as a stock. Okay, so some put sweeps coming in. Again, they're not massive volume. You guys can see 14,000, 26, 13,000, 13, 16, 11, 15, but they add up. The highest one being 820 calls for next week, but again, 12K. I don't really, put too much credence in that. So it looks like some call sweeps are coming in. This is such a seesaw, back and forth call flow day or options flow day. I'm gonna pull up just for a hot second. If I can pull up the NASDAQ ETF. It doesn't look like, hold on. Flow algo would show it to me. Let me pull up SPY. I'm just getting a macro. Also, SPY doesn't show up on any flows on Black Box. That's interesting. Flow algo would show me. By the way, this UI is not the most easiest to use. I will say that as well. But we'll see. Any news here? Any news? Let me just check this out. Sawyer is saying, I want to add on this slightly that Tesla will use solar to spell out Tesla on the Giga Texas roof. That's cool. That's cool. What else? Tesla installs the 100th supercharger station in Shanghai, now spanning over 1,000 stalls. That's crazy. That is nuts. Wow. Alrighty. Oh shit. Hold on. Let me just turn this thing off. Sorry, didn't mean to have that up. This subscriber count is also old. Okay. Alrighty. I don't want to bring that pain back to myself. Do you have any books recommendations for options or trading in general? There's options. Let me just premium CBOE has, let me just pull up options. Let me try to find you one here. One sec. If you just want to know the basics of options, the CBOE has a decent pamphlet. I forget what it's called. Options trading option CBOE. I forget what it's called. The price characteristic. No, that's not this. I'm gonna have to find it and link it to you after. But the CBOE, the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, straight from the horse's mouth, they have like this large PDF that you can look at that gives you the 101 of options trading that I think that you should look at. Paul says, "Could you explain Kogwin's KQID, please? I will send you a bunch of Doge if I'm able to understand it." Paul, I might need to send you some Doge because I don't get it. Although I haven't looked in it extensively. But I did see him tweet about it just now, saying, someone said, "Can you describe it in 2 sentences that a 5-year-old can understand?" He says, "All things are time in time." I'm gonna have to figure that out. Let's see here. Abel, how's it going? How is the new mega factory for megabucks in Lothrop, California not bigger news? Yeah. I mean, that's pretty decent news, right? I just think the market looks at gigas as the next thing. Like, people want to know where the next giga is. By the way, let me know in the chat where you guys think your best guesses for where the next gigafactory is going to be. DJ says time in the market beats timing the market. Absolutely. 770 on deck for Tesla. Looks like we just made another high here. 769.35, the new high of day for Tesla. Hit like for that. There we go. Giga Mars, says Michael. Africa, says Joseph. Maybe. I mean, depends where. South Africa needs Teslas in their ASAP. Another one in Europe, says Matt. Yeah, probably. Sydney, says Aswath. Maybe. India, says John. India, UK, India, US Midwest, Giga Japan. I got, Boil Down sent me a really awesome tweet the other day, and he said, "Why doesn't Tesla build a Giga in Ontario, in Canada? Exchange rate benefits, hiring someone for 25% less cost here, great access to the eastern suburb, eastern US, in that kind of area, in that sub area." It's kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. And there used to be 4 plants there as well. So let's see here. Why not in Canada? Yes, exactly. You guys think America? Someone says Norway. I think Norway would be too expensive. Giga Japan? Korea? Mexico? I don't think Mexico personally, just because I think of the backlash that I guess Elon or Tesla gives Ford for developing EVs in Mexico. I think that'd be funny. But I think if I had to guess, I'd probably say somewhere on the east coast of the US. Where I think it should be, probably on the east coast of Canada because of the exchange rates. But Elon went to university in Ontario. Yep, he went to... man, I'm blanking. Not Waterloo. University of Western Ontario. Where did he go? Oh man, I forget. When someone tells me, I'm gonna feel stupid. Where'd he go? Someone just tell me. I'm not gonna Google it. Kingston, Queens. Yes, Queens. Thank you. Wow, how did you guys know that I didn't as a fellow Canadian? Feel embarrassed. Queens, yes. Marcus says, Yashu, Joshua asked if you can have your father on the channel. Yes, I've had a lot of requests for having my dad on the channel. He doesn't particularly like coming on camera. Let's just say that. But that being said, we'll see. I mean, I've talked to him about the channel. He loves the channel, but he's a busy guy. Yeah, I mean, it'd be a cool piece of content. I'm just not sure how he'd feel about that. But I'll keep pushing. Giga Detroit, that'd be pretty ironic, right? Because Michigan doesn't even allow Tesla to be sold direct there. Quebec would be a good place, yeah. Michael says, I don't think we'll be seeing the new factory being announced till 4680 production is scaling is very clear. Plenty of factories in the meantime. I think once Berlin and Austin are up and running, I think it's just a matter of time, right? Until the next ones are announced. I think Tesla can't hold back from announcing new factories once these are live. It just has to. Growth, the way Tesla is gonna grow, it can't wait around to announce factories once these are alive. So no, he's an accountant. My dad's an accountant. My dad was the original Wall Street bets guy, man. Like, he would, on his options trading, like, he was just wild. He's wild. He's still wild with his options trading. It's just nuts. It's nuts. It's more of a passion than it is anything else. Yeah, that's true, Philip. That's possible. Yep. Texas doesn't even allow Teslas to be sold here. You know what's so funny? When I went to Dallas 2 years ago at this point. Wow, it's or a year and a half ago. Right when COVID hit in end of February, I went. And I was going around and I was talking to one of my Uber drivers, and I was like, man, there's not a lot of Teslas around here. He's like, what's Tesla? And I was like, like Tesla, like electric cars. This guy had no idea what Teslas were. And what I took away from that was, like, Texas is oil country. And, some people have told me that's totally wrong, and they're from Texas. They're like, I see Teslas everywhere. Maybe that's changed now. But this guy was like a middle-aged guy. It was just seemed like an average, cool dude. Had a good conversation with him. And I was, yeah. And, every now and then I'll run into people as well. In fact, actually, at the supercharger, I ran into people asking me questions about the car that I had no idea how it worked. We're still early. Giga North Korea. Can you imagine that? That'd be the ultimate plot twist of 2021. Elon announces Giga North Korea and Kim Jong-un is the ambassador. And they start, like, breaking ground. They, like, bring out their shovels and stuff. They're all over Houston now. Yep. 770 is a hard cookie to crack here, but mind you, volume is low, right? Speaking at, like, the minute by minute level, we're not seeing the volume kick in, and maybe in the next little bit we will here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you guys are saying you guys would love another conversation with Siraja, the Great Prophet. Yep, I have him, I think, linked as well in the description. Had a great conversation with him about a month and a half ago at this point, I think, right? And yeah, I'd love to have him back on. Maybe it makes more sense once news comes out or something. I do need to get Emmett Peppers back on. By the way, actually, I don't know if I announced this publicly. Maybe I did. Maybe it was just on Discord. I'm going to be co-hosting Good Soil's show on YouTube and Twitter with Emmett Peppers on October the 12th. I'll be co-hosting as Matt is out apparently that day, and Emmett was gracious enough to invite me to co-host. So on October the 12th, save your calendar, mark the date. I will be co-hosting their weekly show on that day. Let me just pull this up at 9:30 Pacific. 9:30 Pacific. So I'm excited about that. Thank you, Gonzalo. Cool that you had a video with Dave. Yeah, Dave was awesome. I had a video. It wasn't about Tesla investing, albeit, but it was about his awesome efforts with Afghanistan. If you guys want to, again, help with any of that sort of stuff, refugee help, helping sponsorship, funding, anything like that, please watch that video and get in touch in the description. Get Gary Black on. Yeah. Gary knows probably that the invite's on the channel. Gary doesn't follow me back on Twitter, so I don't think barring the Juju gang spams him on Twitter and he shoots me a follow. I don't think that one's feasible right now. Let's see here. Elon's mom is Canadian. Yes, she is indeed. I don't want to say Elon's Canadian, but he's pretty close to Canadian. I mean, he's like the typical Canadian that goes successful. They're Canadian. They move down to the States to get ultra successful, and then they forget about them being Canadian, other than just getting some brownie points from Americans. That's kind of what happens, right? Like, look at Kevin O'Leary, for example. Okay, so 769 is kind of where we're finishing at here. Let me just pull this up. Let's see. Yeah, Yuan says Juju literally means shareholder in Korean. Wow. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? That is hilarious. Wow. Juju, guys, the Juju gang is real. Like, when we made the Juju gang together on live streams, and I was sitting here eating citrus, and I was like, good juju only, good vibes only. And man, every going day, this juju narrative gets deeper and deeper. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Tyler says, you may have already answered this, but do you see the market's pricing in FSD, or is it already done? I don't think robotaxis is really being fully priced in. Of course, that's not a hot take. Do I see FSD being priced in a little bit? No, not really. Not really. The average investor, and I don't say that because of the stock price as much as I say it because if you talk to the average investor that covers Tesla, other than Cathie Wood, there's not really that many models on Wall Street that include robotaxi revenue for Tesla in the traditional sense that I guess a robotaxi fleet would be calculated. So no, not really. And if you look at Gary Black's modeling, just based on car growth and Tesla creating, remember, Tesla is going to get a premium on their stock price no matter what, up until the point that there's deep competition for Tesla. And people are saying, oh, this car manufacturer is coming out, that car manufacturer is coming out. Remember, though, at the end of the day, they have to have battery capacity. And if there's no battery capacity for these car manufacturers, how are they ever going to compete with Tesla in the long run? Tesla coming out with the 4680 battery cell lines and the structure battery pack and the gigas everywhere that they have. Name another auto that stands a chance to beat Tesla in production. Like it's going to be mind-bogglingly hard. The lead is going to be hard to catch up with. Bailey says Juju means chosen by God in Korean. I'm getting some mixed reports on what this means, but we'll take all the good Juju. Let me see here. Elon is not South American. He's South African. getting it mixed up. Okay. How's it going, Synonymous? Let's see here. Where's that question I want to pull up? Jim says, do you ever reach out to Tesla economists for an interview? I didn't. I should. We follow each other on Twitter. I can hit him up. Right now. Tesla economist. There we go. Has he done any interviews? I don't know. Tyler says, so what do you think FSD is worth per share, not including Robotaxi? Tyler, great question. I actually have a couple, I think 2 or 3 videos out on this, but just go to my channel and search for FSD and look for a couple videos that are labeled essentially, what is FSD worth today? Or what is FSD subscription worth today? I think from my memory, it's like in the 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, depending on the variables that you put into the model that I go through. Let's see here. That's awesome. Thanks for subscribing, y'all. Yeah, Lambda says he would have to show his face. No. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Siraj, the prophet didn't show his face. I'm generally okay with guests coming on audio only. I prefer not to, though, just quite honestly, because I think you guys like it when I have videos out with people that are interacting on video, right? Versus just me on video, just one ugly person, me on video. If there's someone to offset the ugly that I bring, that's usually a little bit better, I think. You guys are hilarious. On here, let me show you guys this on YouTube. 1 sec. So the Juju gang is going citrus crazy, it looks like. Let me just see here. So the Juju gang is going citrus crazy on Discord. Looks like Raptor's got his orange out for Power Hour, as well as his, looks like Interactive Brokers on the back, I think. Might be Fidelity, I don't know. Nice. You guys got whiskey and everything. Okay, so if you guys want to join the Discord, by the way, you guys can help support the channel with on Patreon. I'm not sure how many memberships we have left on which levels, but that being said, check it out if you want. You get Discord access through there. And by the way, thanks to all the Patreon subscribers that I know are in the chat right now. Much love to you. Some of you guys have oranges beside your name. Some of you guys don't because it's on Patreon, but without you knowing this is possible. 769.23 on the share price. That's funny. You know what's funny? Like, Abby, my girlfriend, she's like, I invented Juju. Like, I'm always talking about Juju gang. It's true. She would use the word, she would use the verb or whatever you want to call it, Juju, a lot more than I would. The word, it's more of an, I guess, noun. But anyways, she would use it a lot more than I would. I just brought it into our live stream one day. It picked up action. We took it and ran with it. You know, I think if you, what's the saying? If you give credit 3 times to someone for a quote, the 4th time you can give yourself credit. It's like, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Yashu. That's what I'm going to do with this. So 770 is looks like it's close, folks. We're only $10 away from our next resistance here. Let's check this out. Stay till 770. Yes, I do have to run. Juju royalty. 769. Nice. You guys are saying nice. Let me see here. You guys believe? Okay. All right. At 770, I do have to tap out here. I didn't expect to be live streaming this long, to be honest, but we're just having a blast. Will Tesla see 750 again? I mean, the way Tesla is traded so back and forth, yeah, probably. The question is it after the split or before? We'll see. Juju trademark, says Marco. All right, folks, 770. Let's go. 50 cents. Let's push it up. Juju gang, let's go. Should I liquidate shares to pay taxes or nah? Man, you got to pay your taxes. You know, the IRS or the whatever, the CRA or wherever authority you're in, they don't mess around. You got to pay your taxes, unfortunately. If we keep going to the stream, we'll see 770. Guys, well, let's see 770, and then I got to sign off. I swear to God, I have to go out. My girlfriend's day off today. I promise that we're going to go, you know, do something other than watch stock all day. Come on, 770. Let's go. Let me put Weeble again so I don't miss it. All right, 20 cents away. 10 cents away. Here we go. Hit like. How many likes are we at? Maybe we're a couple likes away from hitting 770. 356 likes. Okay, let's get up to 400. Oh, 10 cents away. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. 770 broke. 770, 15 high of day. There we go. Good Juju. There we go. How many likes did we get from that little run up? It's because of the likes. 372 likes. Let's get up to 400, shall we? 550 people watching. Probably thinking, man, this guy's such a crazy idiot. And indeed I am. I hope you guys don't mind. Hopefully that's why you guys are here, enjoying yourselves. 770, again, 765 and above. I'll take it for a close. But we bring good Juju only, so we're looking for a 780 close. We aim high. We're optimistic people. Tesla investors are optimistic people. You know, it always takes an optimist to bet into innovation. The Kool-Aid man has arrived. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's do 770 for Yash and hit that bid. There we go. Oh man, this is hilarious. You guys are a good time. T-Mac, how's it going? And he says if we keep this stream going, we'll hit 780. Oh man, at that rate though, I'd never be off today. Good live, says Ty. Thank you. So hard to find the goddamn like button on the iPhone app, says Invader. Yeah, you got to press X on the comments, and yeah, then you got to hit like. But I appreciate that. How many likes are we at now? I got to get another monitor, by the way. We're at 407 likes. Thank you. By the way, I still owe you guys a video on selling call spreads and put spreads and selling puts in general. I made a promise on a video. I said if this video gets 500 likes, I'll make a video on selling call spreads, and I still have yet to do that. I'm going to record it this weekend though. There we go. Awesome. Much love to you guys. Let me just see if everything's working here. Grab your 2 free stocks with Weeble if you want. Link is in the description, and somewhere in these comments you'll see Streamlab bot posting links. 769.88 for all the audio listeners. Much love. Great end of the week. If we can finish at high of day, super happy with that. If you want to join the Juju gang and join the community, the private community at least on Discord, link is actually right there, conveniently enough, from Streamlabs. Patreon.com/hit that bid. Much love. Much love. Great end of the week, folks. Awesome end of the week. Pretty happy with it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for, yeah, I should have the Tesla shuffle just like James, right? Good American? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you, guys. Christian with the super chat at the end of the day. Greetings. Thanks for the valuable content regarding my favorite stock, Tesla. I appreciate that. And then the bull. I think that was supposed to be a bull, but it's a cow. I appreciate that, Christian. Thank you. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. As we end off every Friday, we always say, put your portfolios away, put the computers away, put the screens away this weekend, spend some time with family, away, meditate, do whatever you need. Mental health is important. Checking your portfolio on the weekend, it doesn't change. All right? It doesn't change. Trust me, learn that the hard way. So take care of your health first, because without health, there is no wealth. All right, guys, much love. Take care, everyone. Peace.
Greetings. Thanks for the valuable content regarding my favorite stock, TSLA Cowface.